Millions and millions of people suffer from food insecurity every year, 9 million of them being children. 9 million too many. Some of the gentle souls who hold the future of our society are searching for their next meal. The ones who should be energized walking into school on Monday morning and excited for the weekend. Instead, they are tired and they are terrified. This is a story about their angels, the ones who are watching over these children facing hunger in the Texas Panhandle, the silent partners who are providing these warriors with the fuel they need to conquer the weak. I'm Corin Davis, and this is the story about Snack Pack for Kids. Snack Pack for Kids has been around since 2010 when Dyron and Kelly Howell moved to Amarillo, Texas from their home in Dallas, Texas. They immediately began asking questions about the installments of resources for children who experience food insecurities. With their background of working with kids who face this challenge, they knew what they needed to look for.
We started asking questions. I don't think anybody really thought about it. I think a lot of people thought, okay, we have this resource, we have that resource, there must not be a problem. Yet when we dug into it, I think a lot of people were like, oh, we hadn't thought about that. So it was more about us sharing our experience and then helping people understand what this was. I think a lot of times people think about what we do as feeding, and it was really more about giving our students tools they needed for success. And that was what we were trying to do, was bring awareness that these were tools that were missing, and if we provided those tools for our kids, they would do amazing in school.
Every other Tuesday night, volunteers from all over the city join together to fight the big fight. Buckets of snack items are lined along multiple tables in the Snack Pack for Kids warehouse that contain various snack items that the volunteers sack in plastic bags. Those bags will then be distributed to children. The atmosphere is lively, with music playing and people chattering as they fill the bags with joy. But what many people don't know is that some of those volunteers are actually packing their own bags.
If you were a student here packing your own bag last Tuesday, we wanted you to feel special, like, you mean all this is for me? They did all this for me? They told me when they walked out the door, do you realize that we get this? And do you realize that this has helped our family? And so we had people benefiting from Snack Pack here packing bags last week. They had this experience that reinforced to them that they matter, that we want to do it with excellence. So there's many things that happen beyond 4,000 bags being packed in 45 minutes. And we just don't always know who's here. And we don't know everyone's story. So we want to create this environment that if you are here and you are packing your own bag, we want you to know how much we value you.
Dyron and his team also value their students' opinions and welcome input with open arms.
We don't just sit around my table and make decisions. We actually bring our kids in, or we'll go to schools and we'll taste test and we'll evaluate. So our kids have a seat at the table and they make decisions. And if we've got donors that trust us with their money, then we want to make sure that we give kids the things they'll eat. The most expensive thing we buy is something a kid doesn't eat. Okay, so we may think it's awesome and it's the coolest thing, but if they don't eat it or it's something that's not valuable to them, then we've wasted our donors' money and we've really not listened to those that we serve. So we bring our kids in, we survey them, and then we purchase everything. Everything we give our kids, give our seniors, any of our partners is all brand new, and it's all brand name. So one of the things that we put a premium on is what we call dignity and respect. So if our kids are our future, how we serve them tells them what we think. Well, with them being our future, if they see brands that they recognize but sometimes see untouchable, that's powerful. We survey them, and then we purchase everything. It also is a safety thing. If we ever have a recall, like we had with Jif, We all remember the Jif recall back in May. We knew every lot number, we knew every bag that had Jif peanut butter, and we immediately dealt with that. And so by knowing what we have in our building, we can offer safety and consistency for our kids. How do we know this is important? I've had adults walk in my building that used to be these kids long ago, and I've had grown men walk in my warehouse and start crying. And I'm like, what is that about? And they told me, they said, you know what? When we were kids, we never got this. We never felt like we were good enough for the products that you're giving kids. And we remember that to this day. And these are grown men that are incredibly successful in our community, yet they remember what they got and the brands that they got and how that made them feel less than. And so the last thing we want to do is perpetuate that. If our successful business leaders that were once these kids have told us we have felt less than, I don't want to repeat that, and our team does not want to repeat that. So we said, let's bring our kids in, let's taste test, and then let's sign contracts. We have a contract with Kellogg's. We have a contract with Gatorade. We have a contract with General Mills, Smuckers, Go-Go Squeeze, all Jack Links. All of these companies have signed contracts with us so we can bring our kids the best. Gatorade is the official beverage for Snack Pack for Kids. So it's not just the official beverage for sports teams that we see all the time. It's the official beverage for our kids.
The holiday season is upon us, which means students will be let out of school for almost a month. Many kids will leave the school building with jovial smiles and Christmas cheer, but there are a few who fear the Christmas break.
I think the first thing that we did, we recognized our kids dread holidays. And I think sometimes we think they dread holidays because, like at Christmas, oh, they may not get the Christmas gift they want. It's really not what kids dread. It is, am I going to have food every day? Because they've had food Monday through Friday at breakfast and lunch every day at school. And so all of a sudden they're out for 3 weeks at Christmas. Okay, that's 15 days that there is 30 meals they've got to figure out. And it may or may not be there. So what we try to do, and I don't think, we don't fill in the whole gap, but we've gotten better. We send home extra. So we will send home 3 bags prior to Christmas. But then last year when our kids were out for 3 weeks, which is the first year they've been out for 3 weeks, we actually had 10 drive-through locations where our kids could go pick up snack packs as well. I'm not naive to think that solves the problems, but what we're trying to recognize is this, is if our kids dread holidays, if they're going to be in a very challenging food insecure situation, what can we do to adjust our schedule and adjust our approach to meet them where they are?
With the help of stories told by their students, Snack Pack for Kids has partnered with other entities in the area to supply groceries for their employers who need an extra boost.
Our kids were telling us story after story after story how they're sharing with their parents, with their grandparents, with their family. And so that told me that there was a lot of life happening beyond what they were experiencing. So they may have experienced hunger, but it also told me that their families may be experiencing challenges. So that led us to partner with BSA and say, are there times where you have employees where life is happening and they need help? And BSA said yes. So 5 years ago, we partnered with BSA. They now have an online grocery store at their hospital for employees. Northwest Texas Hospital does this. Our 2 cancer centers do this for their patients. Amarillo College does this for their students. The city of Amarillo just started this for their employees. Baptist Community Services for their employees. So what we've helped employers realize and what we've been able to do with our model that was developed at Tascosa High School was partner and show them there are opportunities to make a difference where your people work or where students go to school or where patients get care, and they don't have to go to another agency.
Dyron and Kelly Howell, the Snack Pack for Kids crew, and every single one of the volunteers that have helped sack bags or deliver blue and green buckets have touched the lives of thousands of people, and they are only getting started.
We all need that hope. We all need that idea that someone believes in us, someone is there for us. So we adjust our approach and we adjust our schedule to try to do the best we can.